Well, howdy there, folks. This is Grandpa Silas. I thought I would just stop in and just share a tale with you that happened around in the year, it was around somewhere around like 1876, somewhere around in there. Yeah, I want to tell you that one day me and old Gimpy, that was my faithful companion, my dog, we was out hunting for some old hogs, some wild hogs, right? And then it got kind of late and it was getting dark. And then next thing you know, you wouldn't believe me if well, let me just tell you. All right, now this is the way it happened. We was out there, just leaning up against an old oak tree, just taking a little rest, and then we was going to see if we could find our way out through the dark ahead we get back home, because it was late. And there was a full moon out that night. Yeah, it was. Very much so. You could see a little bit. Yeah, and we was sitting out there, and we thought we was hearing some strange sounds going on. And now, Warhorse, now what do you think you're doing now? What on Green's Tarnation do you think you're doing now? Now, boy, are you messing with that? Just record that and let's get it going. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah, and the next thing you know, I sit there and I recall seeing this funny-looking shape out there. Now, it looked like old Bob. Old Bob, the butcher man, that lived not too far from where I was. 'Cause he all hairy and, from top to bottom, he got more hair than my dog. That's right. But anyway, I said, hey, Bob, Billy, is that, Billy, but we called him Billy Bob. But anyway, I said, hey, Bob, is that you? And there was nothing out there. The next thing you know, I heard the most awfulest tarnation, the horriblest racket you ever did hear. I'm telling you. It sounded more sicker than my dog when old Gimpy gets to hollering when he's after a coon, One of them old raccoons, I'm telling you. Anyway, I heard the awfulest racket. It sounded like a darn howl, like a sick wolf, And I said over, I looked and I said, boy, I said, Bob, I said, you sound horrible, boy. And then I said, what's wrong with you? You been hitting that old juice again? But when it got out, it got a little closer, and then sure enough, I got to seeing a little bit there, and it wasn't no old Bob. It wasn't Billy Bob, no. It happened to be the most ugliest gomer you ever did see. It just happened to be. Now, you can shake your head. Now, Warhorse, quit shaking your head. Now, I know darn well what happened. I was there. Were you? I didn't think so. Now, shut up. Don't say anything. I'm a talking now. All right. Now, that I'm telling you, it was a Dogman. Some would call it a wolf man. But I'm going to tell you right now, that Dane sit there, I saw him, and he saw me, and my dog Gimpy was scared like you wouldn't believe, and he got behind me, and he was whimpering like a little baby. So anyway, I decided, well, it's the time for me to tangle. So I got my gun and picked it up, and I got me a naming a bead on that sucker. I was aiming right around for it. It's hard to get a good, just an absolute good aim for sure when you're in the dark. But I was aiming for what to be the head, so I shot. Make a shot. You know how a gun, you shoot it. Y'all do know what a goon is, right? Well, anyway, it's one of them black powder jobs, one of them musket type jobs, flintlock, you know. And of course, you only get one shot at a time. Well, I decided, I didn't have time to load up again. So the thing kept a coming, and so I charged at it and I hit that sucker upside the head. Excuse me there. Starting to get the little sniffles there. Well, anyway, sit there and knocked it down to the ground. I did. I sure did. You better believe it. Well, that thing got up shaking its head. And I thought, well, enough of this. It's time to get downright serious. So I pulled out my big old bowie knife that I had. That's right. That thing I had, it was a nice sharp blade on that sucker. That's right. That's for pay picking, sure. Well, anyway, I'm gonna tell you right now, as I got up, I was sitting there fixing to put the kibosh on that sucker. And next thing you know, I heard something I didn't think I'd ever hear coming out from that thing. I heard then, Silas, it had the horrible, gravelly sound that it ever made. Couldn't talk real clear, but it's in a gravelly voice. Silas, it's me. And I says, what? He said, it's me. And I says, who is me? He says, it's me, it's Billy. And I says, so what? He said, me, Billy. I said, wait a minute, you mean you's the Wolfman or that dog boy? And he says, yeah. And I said, I knew you was an ugly gomer, but I didn't know you was part dog or wolf or whatever you is. She said, didn't you ever figure it out with all the hair and all that, and why I was the butcher? I said, now, well, maybe not, but I want to tell you right now, you scared my dog and then you going to attack me? Well, by George, you done climbed up the wrong tree. I'm going to fix your wagon real good and see if you ever bother anybody else again, because everybody going to know about you. So I jumped on him like lickety-split. And I sit there and I took my knife and hamstrung that boy. Hamstrung, tied him up, and then he's sitting there hollering. I had getting tired of that hollering, so I took me some vine. I found some vines here. I cut some up, tied his mouth shut, and he tied his arms behind his back. And when it came daylight, I'd sit there, he sitting there started changing back, but that didn't make no difference. I sit there, I made me a treboy, and I put him on there and tied him down on that thing real good. And my dog was about ready to chew into him real good for what he did. Well, we dragged him into town and stuff and told everybody, and they wanted to wait and see and locked him up in the local jail. And sure enough, come that night, the next night there, well, he turned back into that dog boy. And so, well, everybody knew who and what he was, for sure. But see, that's how old Grandpa caught that bugger. Yep. So I want to tell you, don't ever be afraid of you confronting with a dog boy, a dog man, or a wolf man, whatever you want to call them. I've even heard some of y'all call them cryptids. Well, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. You want to call them creepy or whatever, which they are creepy. But you afraid of them, just call Grandpa Silas. I'll take care of them. But, you ain't got to be afraid. Just show them some gumption. That's right. But that's how I done it. That was in the 1800s when that happened. So y'all take care now. Y'all come back and I'll tell you some more later on. All right, bye, y'all. And y'all come back now, you hear? All right, now, and thank you for dropping in. Come back anytime. Tell me what other stories you'd like me to share about, and if it happened, I'll tell you. All right, bye.